Yeah, it's been a long night, but with good reason. Some very competitive matches so far, all vying for that top four. We have one more match to go. Richard Veenstra versus Joe Chaney. Let's have a quick glimpse at our league table with one game to go. And as I said, John O'Shea now sits in third spot, ahead on just legs difference from Richard Veenstra, who's playing now, and he's only 1 point above Joe Chaney. So look at that. That's how close it is. Joe and Richard with one more game to play against each other. Can one of them stake a claim to get into that top four? Remember, we still have James Richardson, Paul Hogan, Jim Williams and Tony O'Shea to play tomorrow. So let's get this final game of tonight underway. It's getting very late for the Dutchman, as they're 1 hour ahead of the UK. So good morning, Richard.
Good morning.
It's just gone 1 a.m. over there.
Yeah.
Nice time, though, for Joe Chaney to play. I mean, he's 5 hours behind the UK, 6 hours behind you, Rich. So just 6 p.m. for Joe. Lovely, relaxed afternoon for you, sir.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
And I'm glad you can hear us this time, Joe, because we didn't get a chance to reflect on that last game you played.
Yeah.
Oh, what a topsy-turvy game that was against John O'Shea.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it could have went either way.
And in the end, it went with a draw, but could be an absolute key point for you. You've got one more game to get more points on the table, so this is it. And similar for you, Richard, you've had a real topsy-turvy game against Justin Thompson.
Yeah.
So we've seen you trail, we've seen you come back, we've seen everything tonight. So let's hope we have another great game to end the night. I'm sure we will. It's Richard versus Joe. Good luck, gents.
Good game,
Thank you,
Joe.
Richard. All the best, Richard.
Yes, we've given it all the build-up. You've seen the league table there and how close it is. Both of these gents will treat this game pretty much like a final. Last game of the night, and it could be their last game of the competition, so it's pretty much knockout darts here. Still the best of 10 legs, though. First to 6 gets the win, or 5-5 means a point apiece. And it will be Richard that starts the match.
Yeah, ready.
All set. Yeah. All the best.
Richard to throw. Game on.
One, 3, 4.
$58.
$83.
$41.
One, 3, 4.
$81.
$98.
Richard. Sorry.
$58.
Richard requires 52.
Game in 3.
Yeah, well done. The first leg, Richard Veenstra. Second leg, Joe to throw first.
$140.
$140.
$140.
$100.
$100.
81.
Joe, you require 121.
96.
60.
Joe on 25. Richard requires 120.
60.
Joe requires 16.
Yeah, third dart.
Yeah, finds that double two. Second leg, Joe Chaney. Third leg, Richard to throw first.
58.
The maximum.
Yes, 180 for Joe Chaney.
100.
43.
140.
140.
43.
Joe on 138.
98.
Richard requires 160.
60.
Joe requires 40.
'No score.
Richard, you require 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, the two double tops to take the 100 check out for Richard Veenstra. Fourth leg, Joe to throw first.
$30.
140.
56.
93.
85.
61.
41.
57.
14. 133.
Richard requires 150.
134.
Joe requires 156.
140.
Richard, you require 16.
Game in 1.
It's game shot and the fourth leg to Richard Veenstra. Fifth leg, Richard to throw first.
$100.
100.
40.
140.
135.
100.
180.
Joe requires 161.
83.
Richard requires 46.
24. 38.
38, and Joe requires 78.
Yeah, and 2.
Yeah, the treble 20 double 9 for 78 takes the fifth leg. Joe Chaney. Sixth leg, Joe to throw first.
$140.
83.
77.
100.
135.
58.
Joe, you require 149.
133.
60.
60, and Joe requires 16.
There's something broken in here.
Yeah, it's like about.
It's game shot, and the sixth leg to Joe Chaney. So Richard doing some running repairs there.
Yeah, wait a minute.
No problem. Yeah, as we saw, a couple of treble 20s were in, but the third dart was thrown, knocked the other one out, and of course the darts only count if they're in the board and retrieved. Hopefully nothing too serious there, Rich.
Shaft is broken, I need a new one, so...
Okay, no problem. The match at 3-3. Joe there, so close to the 1-4-9. But return to take the double 8.
Yeah.
Okay, so the seventh leg is Richard to throw first. Game on.
$140.
85.
100.
140.
100.
$59.
Richard requires 161.
123.
$139.
Richard requires 38.
Yeah, game in 3.
Yeah, the 6 and double 16 takes the 7th leg to Richard, and 8th it's Joe to throw first.
$60.
95.
The maximum.
Yeah, the 2nd for Joe, the 3rd of this match.
60.
$95.
59.
$98.
59.
Joe requires 68.
$32.
100.
Joe, you require 36.
Yeah, second up.
Yeah, that double 9. It's the 8th leg to Joe Chaney. So this one going all the way. 9th leg, it's Richard to throw first.
82.
60.
100.
57.
140.
44.
59.
60.
Richard requires 120.
80.
140.
Richard, you require 40.
Yeah.
Game shot and the 9th leg to Richard Veenstra. 10th and final leg, it's Joe to throw first.
41.
44.
1, 2, 3.
40.
21.
59.
100.
59.
60.
99.
Joe, you require 136.
96.
81.
Joe, you require 40.
20.
Richard, you require 119.
Yeah.
Wow, what a way to end tonight. It's Game Shot and the match to Richard Veenstra, the 119 checkout on double top. Oh, Joe. Darts there for the draw, and I know it's tough to speak right at the end of the game. I'm going to give you a couple of moments, but Richard, I sensed some relief from you when the 9th leg was won. It's not often you show emotion, but we could hear you there celebrating. When you went 5-4 up, there was certainly some relief there.
Yeah. Yeah, the last leg, it doesn't matter anymore. So, but I'm happy with the 119, so yeah.
Yeah, you're happy with it for sure. I mean, Joe, that seems to have been the story of your campaign. The amount of 10th legs that have gone the wrong way for you when you've had chances. Unbelievable, really.
Yeah, a little disappointing. Last night I was looking at the table and realized that I needed to win all 3 matches today. And then late last night, a friend of mine says, "Well, what if Richard and John tie?" And I was like, I haven't figured that into the equation. And so, anyways, Richard got beat by Thompson, and then that put me right in the wheelhouse. But what I couldn't remember is if I tied right there, would that have put me in front of John O'Shea?
Well, I don't know all the legs difference, but you would have been on 20, as you say, level, and Paul Hogan's on 20. So we can have a little look at the league table while you're both on, I think. If it's prepared, that is. We could have a look at the.
I felt like I needed the 2 points against Richard.
Yeah, we can look at it now. I mean, Richard, you are now secured in 2nd place for now, but that guarantees you a place in the top 4 because from those still to play, only Jim Williams can get into that top 4. So I'm just looking at Mr. Chaney here. You are in 5th place. Yeah, if you'd have won that leg, just out of interest, you would have still been below John on legs difference.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
hopefully that makes you feel a little better.
It does. But I'm still upset about Wednesday and those 2, or the Wednesday before and those 2 ties that I had.
I don't know what to say to you to comfort you, Joe, other than we've thoroughly enjoyed your company in your play. You've given us so many dramatic moments throughout, so many last leg deciders, whether they've been a win, a loss or a draw. And as always, it's great to hear from you.
Thank you, Richard. I appreciate it. It's been a great experience for me. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and I hope you guys do another.
Yes, we hope so too. Thank you, Joe. And Richard, as we've just seen from the league table, Mr. Veenstra, we will be seeing you again on Monday evening. You are into our semi-finals. We're still not quite sure what the full lineup will be because Jim Williams will have a lot to say about that tomorrow evening. But congratulations, Richard.
Yeah, thank you.
Congrats, Richard.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, relief for Mr. Veenstra, frustration for Joe Chaney. If it is available, we will take one more look at that league table just to confirm everything for you. As you can see there, We still have James Richardson out on top, and he still has 3 matches to play. Paul Hogan is in there too, but of course he will want to make sure he gets points on the board to secure his spot. Tony O'Shea down in 11th now, could only reach 19 points, so he will be unable to make it into the top 4. But Jim Williams with 16 points there. Of course, if he has a good night, he can upset the form book there. So John O'Shea and Paul Hogan still with work to do. So that leads us nicely into our final group tomorrow, or should I say later this evening. Let's just say 20 to 21 hours time. Keeps things simple, doesn't it? And the 4 men that are taking part in our final group night, so to speak, are the 4 men that competed in the first Remote Darts League semi-finals. The champion, James Richardson, runner-up, Paul Hogan, and semi-finalists, Jim Williams and Tony O'Shea. We hope that you will join us all for that on Sunday evening, 9 p.m. UK time, or wherever you're watching around the world. It's been our pleasure, and we'll see you again tomorrow.